Hello everyone, Nicole from My Christmas here for our 7:30 decorating class demo. So Extravaganza. Oh, well done, Zoe. I've got my marketing guru with me. My daughter Zoe again tonight is here. The boys keep sneaking into another room and leaving us to it. So it looks like Zoe's taken over the reins of the camera for me. Hope your day has been okay. Beautiful sunny afternoon in Melbourne anyway. Yeah, it was. Remember, you said outside. And hope you got out, maybe had a walk or something, and are all keeping as healthy and sane as possible. So tonight, hula hoop time. A few of you would have been into the store and seen, not last season, so not 2019, 2018, we actually had hula hoops that we decorated hanging above our counter. So this is a small hoop that I grabbed from the store. In fact, it's slightly off center, but that's okay for what we're doing here. They also, obviously, they're just a normal kids hula hoop that we got from a toy shop. They also come in larger sizes. Be aware, what we're going to do with it is quite heavy. So we did find if you're using a larger size, it sort of pulls it to a slightly more oval shape. Or if you're hanging it and you put the decorations on the side, it's going to weigh it over to the side like that. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying there. So I'm going to actually do it down the bottom today because I just prefer it hanging center. If it was going against a wall, of course, you can counter that weight by just the way you hang it, using a couple of hooks or something. But it's a bit trickier to do it when you're hanging it directly from the roof or from the ceiling or something. So when we use these in the store, we actually wrapped them with had some metallic tape that we got from, I think we got it from Officeworks. Fiona found it. It was great copper, which was really rose gold colour, silver and a light champagne gold. I also happened to see the same tape at Spotlight the other day. I think the brand is Express, X and then PRESS. Not very expensive, about $6, $7 a roll, and one roll was enough to do the whole thing. The thing with the tape, if you are taping, and I didn't think I was going to do this the other day when I was in the store, so I didn't buy any. But when you use that tape, because you're going around a circle, the tape doesn't have any give in it, so you will get a few little puckers that you've just got to sort of squash out of the tape to put it into place. But I decided, since I have a red and white hula hoop, I would do a red and white display, so there's no need to actually wrap this one because it'll sort of work well with what we're going to do. Okay, now we're going to do a Christmassy one. We're going to do candies, peppermints. So what we're using to do this is our centerpiece. This is just a New Hampshire centerpiece, and I wanted to just show you first because it's actually a really nice piece of foliage to use for lots of different occasions, because you can just layer things into it. So I've started to already fluff this up for what I'm going to do there, but let me just start by flattening the back of it and just sitting it like you would if you were putting it on a tabletop. When you're doing these for yourself, you don't have to wire everything in. Of course, we wire them because we're selling them, people are taking them home. But if you're doing it yourself, there's no need. So let me just show you quickly a little idea for the tabletop. We might do one of these as one of our sessions that we do as well. See how you can just very easily position these. I really love this colour. Poinsettia. Now, I don't have it here with me today, but I would put a couple of sort of larger size baubles in there. And then you've got a centerpiece going on. If you wanted to do it again, you could have this centerpiece flatten the top and just sort of create the foliage around it and sit your Easter bunny or sit a giant Easter egg on there on the table. And then you can, if you're going to use this piece over and over, you obviously don't want to glue things into it. So you're not going to glue little Easter eggs on there because then it's going to become an Easter tabletop piece. But if you want to use it, you can just use picks, which I'll show you in a sec, and you just putting those in there and spreading them out and just layering them together. So it's a really nice way of, okay, so see how that side sort of looks a bit flat? It is flat, isn't it? So,
yeah.
So I'm going to put that at the bottom. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cable tie this foliage slightly to the front. So I'm going to lay this down. Now, the problems with working from home when all your equipment is at the shop is you often forget to bring something home. So I forgot the big cable ties. So Zoe and I got inventive and created multiple ties together to solve the problem. So I'm just going to find, before I put it on, I'll just show you. I'm going to get my hands right in there, clear all the foliage out of the way. See how you can see that it's a really narrow section there, and that means I'm attaching. I'm not wasting any of the foliage sort of in the cable tie. So I'm going to just put my cable tie through. Hopefully, being small, they don't break because I'm going to pull them pretty tight. This could be a short session. Oh dear. And we probably could have done with just two, so I'm going to tighten a couple of these together to do the job. And you want to make them as tight as you can so it stays in place. I haven't got my pliers, so I've just ruined the good scissors. And I'm going to do a couple of those to get my foliage nicely into place, and then once it's there, it's easy to work the other pieces in. This is the only piece that you really have to, strongly put into place. Again, if you want to recreate this, you have a base foliage and just add some of the foliage. I am going to tie it in today. I'm just at work. Do get it? Yeah, your cuticles just sort of get it. Don't like this too much. I'm sure Trish could attest to that. She does a lot of our custom-made pieces for people, and all this working with foliage isn't great. I just need to find another end so I can tighten that up as well. Let me just have a quick look if you don't mind, see where we're going. I'm going to do it all the way to the ends. Again, I just want to find that if I can get the central sort of stem, I don't know if stem's quite the right word, but of the foliage, it just means I'm going to get a better overall shape. Get all that out of my way. I think I've twisted it, but we'll soon know, because if I put it in and it doesn't click and it's twisted. No, it's all right. And we'll do one more, and then we'll have our foliage secure. Let's get that tight. Oh, no, that one's not tightening. Let me just twist it. That's better. Okay, cut that off. And sorry guys, just got to focus on this for a moment, then I can come back to chit-chatting. I can't get my hands in there and talk. I'm not that good at multitasking. Get that through. So I would normally use just one of the larger cable ties rather than any small ones, just to make sure it's stronger. That's why. There's not a mosquito buzzing around me. Now what we need to do is fluff all of our foliage. If it is going against a wall, you need to just fluff it to the front. But if it's going to hang, you obviously want to get the foliage right around the back as well and work with it both directions. And sometimes you can kind of cross the foliage over just to make sure everything's kind of integrated as best you can. I want to do it at the front for today because basically when you do the back, you're just doing exactly the same thing, or we often will do the same design on the front and the back of the piece. So I'm just going to work on the front, but that's how I would go about just trying to disguise. When we use the bigger hoops, we actually put 2 of these pieces of foliage on, one on the front, one on the back, to make it really full. But I just felt that was too heavy for this size wreath, so that's why I've gone with the smaller one. Okay, so we've got our wreath hanging there. You can see it's holding itself pretty well there, as far as, because you want the cable ties tight enough that it's not going to sort of droop forward if you put pieces on there. And then what you need to do, I just need to look at it to kind of get the middle point for 1 second. So you want to try and make it as centered as possible. Just want to use this ribbon 1 sec. I thought I had a cut off piece, so I'll just use this one. So I'm just feeling to the end of the piece and the end of the piece here, and I'm just roughly laying my ribbon out, sort of working a little bit with the curve here. I'm just going to fold it in half. Oops, I didn't get to the end. Fold it in half. You can see I'm pretty rough with these things. It doesn't have to be exact, but I'm going to work with those 2 pieces there as my centre piece. Okay, so what I want to do today is I'm going to create, using the bow in the middle, just a simple decoration with the bow and some picks coming out the side, and then I thought we might use some candies on top of that. So I'm going to work this one. I'm actually going to put my bow in first because I just want that to be in the center, and I don't have too much other stuff going in. Often I'll put the bow on at the end, but I'm feeling like I'm just a little bit cramped and sort of, I don't want to be off center to begin with and then find the whole thing looks crooked. It's a lot easier to see if you've got your bow right, and then you can adjust it if it's not sitting right. So I've just made that. I will show you how to do bows. Is it tomorrow night? Tomorrow night we're going to do bows. So I'll show you how I made this one and how to make lots of beautiful bows. And I'm just simply pulling this pipeline around. There's nothing really you need to see. Big yawn there from Zoe. She's my early bird. I just want to make sure I'm centered to start with. How's that? Is that centered?
I think, oh, maybe I'm wrong. It kind of looks like it needs to go that way a bit more.
I think it might just be that if you fluff that.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it was just one bow was not sitting straight. Okay, so I'm just going to work. I've got these gorgeous peppermints or twirls, and I'm going to work them through first on either side. That's the housekeeping done. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 on either side. I've got 4 of these. I'm going to put 2 on either side, and then I'm going to put some of these little red and white berries as well. So I do need to, sorry guys, I need to have just a quick look here at how I'm going to attach this. Now you could go separately or just work, I'll come around to you in a sec, Zoe, so you can see. I'm going to use one of our cable ties. Can you see that if I'm working this way? So I've just got my fingers over the 2 peppermints, and I'm just going to attach the cable tie over the 2 of them. Oh, come on, go in. Thank you. And I said one bigger one would be great, but we don't have it, so Like everything in life at the moment, we're just working it on the fly. Let's try and find another end I can shorten. Okay, so already you can see it's looking, just a couple of picks on either side always makes it look really special. These little picks are only $4.95 too. They came in late last season, so if you didn't see them, that's why. They didn't arrive until mid to late November actually. And at that price, that's the only reason they're still around. Okay, so I'm going to just work these two. Now when you do the second one, you want to try and make sure obviously that they're sort of hanging out the same distance. So Zoe, if you don't mind telling me, because I can't see, is that, forget that they're got each other, they need to be pushed in more? I think you need to bring,
yeah.
Oops, that one's just twisted on that. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to turn it around. Hopefully we've got one more set of cable ties.
We would have, except you broke one.
No, got one. So all good in the world. Thanks.
Do you need it under or over?
No, under. I got it. That's it. Excuse me, I'll just have a quick look. Okay. And you see when we spray them out too, you're always working those 3 dimensions, not just one. Not just the flat, but you want it to be raised as well. Okay. And then this one, I think these are little ones, berries. They're one of our staples we've had around for years because they're so good. But when you get them, you do want to just take that little bit of time to, again, you've got each one of those berries is on a separate stem. So you just want to shape them up a little bit. I guess if you had a more organised, really kind of structured piece, you might keep it a little bit flatter. But for this one being a bit more fun, I just think it needs to be sprayed out. And that one's already been half sprayed out. I'll just clean that up a bit. Okay, so for today, I'm not going to tie these in because it's going to be exactly the same as what I've been doing with the other ones. And let's just pretend we're making this piece for at home rather than something that I'd have in the shop. So you just want to push it in far enough that it doesn't move. And again, on this side here. Make sure it doesn't dig my fingers. Okay, how are we doing there, Zoe? Is that looking all right?
Yeah, it's looking lovely.
I just need to do 2 more of these quickly. So again, I'm just going to push this in, and you can see I'm giving it a bit of push. Just don't want it to fall out. So I need to find a way through. And then this one. Now that's kind of falling forward slightly, so to help hold it in place, I'm going to just cable tie a couple of these longer pieces of foliage onto the wreath, onto the what is it, hoop. Sorry, yawning, and that will help just keep everything nicely positioned. There's nothing to it, Zoe. Yeah, I'll just get, so because it's short, it's a bit tricky. And for it to work, I've got to get it as tight as I can so that it stays there. So you can see how easy this is. What we did with the ones at the shop too, which was great. We had, I think one of them we put a reindeer. So we sat a reindeer, I'll show you when I hold it up, sort of onto the foliage here, like a champagne gold reindeer. Another one we had, where we did have it on the side, we had an elf sitting in there. So as I said, when you've got foliage on front and back, you can have something that sort of sits in the middle, which goes across both sections. And then the third one, we had sort of a bunch of flowers coming out the top with just a few flowers on the bottom and a few baubles. And I really like this little pick just to add a bit of a spray. And I reckon you could do something like this. Even wrapping, another thing that you can do that's really inexpensive when you do anything like this is just wrap some boxes in cute wrapping paper. So, you know, if it was for a birthday party, you could have just some of whatever spray you've got with a gorgeous wrapped present in the middle. And if you're clever enough to print out a label or to write a label, if you've got nice writing, you know, sort of happy birthday Johnny on it, you know, so that'll look cute. And actually that one I kind of want at the back. And I'm not going to go any further than this because I think it's got, how do you think it's got enough on it? That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's got that big bow, it doesn't need to be overdone. I'll just have a quick look myself. If you think they're too long, you can cut them off. So just cut and use the cut off pieces somewhere else. So keep them. And then the other thought I did have, but I'm not actually going to glue it on because I'm just not sure how I'm going to use this in the store, but I've got these gorgeous big lollies. I had thought that the other thing I could do is just glue a big lolly on there. If you didn't want to make it permanent, I'm just going to attach it. So I'm just using the string that's on it and winding a piece of foliage over the string so it doesn't come off. So just pushing it in and over. Is that sitting in the centre? That's too low. It needs to come up higher. That's okay. Let me just fix that because you've got to see it with the fork. So if I put that there, I'll put it to the back and try that again.
Yep.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we always joke, Facebook, Paul, Trish and I joke that whatever is the worst face we are throwing, that is a photo that Facebook chooses to have as a landing page for our little demos that we do. So anyway, I hope you've liked that. I think it looks really cute. As I said, you can use it for lots of different things. It'd be great in the kitchen as well, just hanging in a corner, if you could do that, if you were having a bit of a candy cane theme at home. Any questions, don't hesitate to put them down because I'm still checking through this. I try and check through it each night or the next day to see if anything new has come through. And sign up to the mailing list if you haven't already signed up there. And I think that's about it. So tomorrow we're going to make some bows and show you a couple of different layering techniques with ribbons. And I think that's it to sign off. So stay well, everyone. Stay smiling. Find some ridiculous memes on Facebook to make you happy. My daughter's laughing because I always think that the memes we look at are stupid, whereas I think the ones she looks at aren't so great. Anyway, enough between Zoe and I. Take care. Have a great night. See you later.